Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Khonshu Build-A-Figure Wave Disney Plus What If Red Skull. Pow and welcome back to the channel Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Khonshu Build-A-Figure Wave Disney Plus What If Red Skull. Now, if I'm going to be completely honest, Red Skull is probably my least desired out of this whole wave. However, he comes with a Build-A-Figure piece, so I needed to pick him up. It is basically reuse of the movie Red Skull that we got a few years back with a what if redesigned head sculpt. But I will do a comparison in this video. And I guess it's nice to have a villain to go alongside Peggy Carter and the Hydra Stomper we have already gotten in this Disney Plus sort of what if set of Marvel Legends. So obviously I'll get all them out on the table, but here he is in his plastic-free packaging. Some pictures from the What If series on one side. On the back of the box, again, very lackluster of accessories, no interchangeable hands, heads, just the Tesseract it seems. We do get an arm for the Khonshu Build-A-Figure, and then no wave association. That is all now on the side of the packaging, where it literally gives you a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Khonshu Build-A-Figure. Today we're looking at number 6, which is Red Skull. So I do apologise, I am filming this review on the 5th of November in the UK, which means it's Guy Fawkes night, which means fireworks. So it sounds like I'm under attack. Terrible idea to film a review, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's get him open. Here we have Red Skull out of the packaging with all of his accessories, I say very sarcastically, as he only comes with the Tesseract and the arm for the Khonshu Build-A-Figure. Now I am looking forward to this, so you know what to do. Subscribe and come back to the channel as we will build and review him very soon. Today, let's focus on this Red Skull. And first things first, yes, it is a straight up redo of the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con Red Skull that came packed with that 1/1 scale Tesseract the first time round. So from the shoes all the way to the neck, it is the same figure, same body, same articulation, a few little deco changes, but they are very minor. The major difference here is the new head sculpts. And to be honest, I actually really like the new head sculpt on this What If version of Red Skull, and I think it will fit very nicely into a comic display as well. Like I'll show you in a second, but I wanted them to spin for a second on the rotating bases so you can see for yourself it is the same figure. So if you have the old one, you know what you're getting yourself in for with this new one, but let me show you that different head. So taking a closer look at the only new element of this action figure, the head is actually pretty good. Like it's a much more vibrant red for our MCU Red Skull, and technically it is an MCU Red Skull, but it's based off his animated counterpart. However, it's the Red Skull. It can sort of fit in a comic MCU or What If display. Like this undoubtedly just looks like the Red Skull. And if I bring in a side by side compared to the original MCU Red Skull, you can see how much more vibrant this new head is compared to the previous one. The previous one is a lot darker, a lot dirtier. He's got his teeth on show, and it also has the disadvantage of not being able to use that digital face printing tech, which this new What If version does. So I actually think I prefer this What If version of the Red Skull, which is something I didn't expect to say during this review, but the head sculpt is better. Before we play Spot the Difference one more time, it is a better head sculpt. You can see the nicely sculpted cheeks that are embedded. I prefer the bland facial expression without the teeth showing, the chopped off nose, the crisp eyes, and then the sort of ears are like embedded in the skull, and other than that, he's bold all the way around the back. So yeah, much better head sculpt in my opinion. Now the difference is on the body. If I zoom in here, on this side he has a HYDRA logo sculpted with the red trim outline. The previous version had the HYDRA logo but no red trim, and also it's a different colour red, but again very subtle differences. The other shoulder has a decal of a HYDRA logo, as you can see, just sort of punched in there. The previous version did not. So this new version has more detail, if anything. Other than that, you've got a ball joint at the waist and at the diaphragm, so you do get like waist swivel, a bit of forward and back, but not a lot. You do get pins in the arms and the legs, which are underneath this sort of trench coat. There is a gap there, so you can stick the leg out. So you do get double jointed arms and legs, but they have got the pins in, unfortunately. You've got grey gloves on this guy, black gloves on this guy. Look, I'm reaching for differences here, people. I'm trying to spot them. And other than that, as I said, the reds and blacks, maybe may be slightly different. This guy has like a red trim at the sort of collar and at the cuffs of the sleeve as well. This guy had them at the collar, but not at the cuffs of the sleeve. He's got a bit of red on his pocket. This guy doesn't. And yeah, I think that's about it for differences. Overall though, like for me, for my personal collection, I'm happy with Red Skull just sort of standing there looking imposing with a Hydra army around him. I don't need him to be super articulated, so I don't mind this long trench coat. There is a gap, so you can get the leg out, so you can get more dynamic poses if you try, but it is very limiting, like undoubtedly very limiting. But the arms still go out all the way. There is a double jointed elbow, so he has got some range. We get one fisted hand, as you can see, and then one open palm hand for a very, very particular reason, and that is so he can hold the Tesseract. Now, we've had a few of these in Marvel Legends. They are all the same. It's just a little translucent cube, and the hand does grip it pretty well, to be fair. As you can see, it literally will come out, but you can grip it in the hands and even like literally tip him upside down and he won't drop it. So he grips it pretty well, and it does give him a little bit more character on a shelf with the Tesseract in his hand, of course. It gives him purpose to find that space stone, but we all know it sort of sends him to Vilmir in the end. But he doesn't know that at the time. But there you go. That is what we get for our Red Skull. Now, I think he looks much better when he's surrounded with a Hydra army. So here we have Red Skull compared to some Hydra soldiers from the MCU, and this just validates me saying this Red Skull can work as an MCU live action Red Skull in a display, because I think all of these look really nice together, even though it is technically a what if animated version. It still undoubtedly fits seamlessly into a display, and the Hydra soldiers are literally the only MCU army builder we have gotten so far. We definitely need some more. Now, whether or not this is accurate to the MCU, I don't know, but I always thought it looked good for a display. I stole this off like a Black Series General. I can't remember who it was, but it's literally just a black overlay coat that you sort of sit over his shoulders, and it just makes him look a little bit more imposing on a display, especially when you surround him with the soldiers as we have. So yeah, again, I stole that from a Black Series figure, but someone in the comments will have to tell me which one. So here we have our recent comic Red Skull in the all green sort of jumpsuit compared to our MCU What If version. And he is taller. I never got the tape measure out, so you can see that this Red Skull is probably just tipping the 6-inch mark compared to the other Red Skull, which is nearly hitting the 6.5-inch mark. So yeah, there is a little bit of height difference there. Probably not coming off as well on camera, but in person you can definitely see which is bigger and shorter. But I'm going to try a head swap anyway. So the comic Red Skull head does fit on this What If version body. The head may be a little bit too big, but you can't really tell, to be fair, and it does give you a more militant version of the Red Skull if this is what you prefer for a display. I did obviously try the actual MCU What If head on this body, but as you can see, it is way too short and small and just wobbles all over the place, and yeah, the reds don't match. It just doesn't work, but this one sort of does. Here we have Red Skull compared to some comic Hydra soldiers, in case you wanted to see that dynamic. He is a little bit shorter than your average goon though, but if you display him like this, it works. Moving into some What If comparisons, here we've got all three figures from the Captain Carter episode of the What If series with Peggy Carter and the Hydra Stomper. Now, is it just me, or does Red Skull look a little bit too underscale, like a little bit too short when compared to these two figures? Now, I know Peggy's got the super soldier serum, so she's a little bit taller, but Red Skull just doesn't seem very imposing when in between these two. So maybe it's just me. You can let me know in the comments below if you think that as well, but I think it's a little bit too short. Some more What If comparisons. We've got Nebula fresh from the salon and Star-Lord T'Challa. Here we have Red Skull compared to some What If zombies with Captain America, Scarlet Witch and Iron Man. And once again, can you use this as a comic Red Skull in a display? Now, the red's nice and vibrant. The uniform may not be super comic accurate, but I think you can fudge it in. I personally won't myself. I'm a weirdo like that, but I do think you can. And here we have Frogman, Tigra and White Rabbit. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Captain Britain and Bombastic Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Khonshu Build-A-Figure Wave Disney Plus What If Red Skull. Now, it is what it is. This is a re-release of a previous figure with an updated head sculpt. However, the updated head sculpt is a pretty good Red Skull that I think can fit in multiple spots in a collection. Whether you keep it as your animated What If Red Skull or fudge it into your MCU live action display, as the much more vibrant red and the expression on the face actually works, I think. You can even put it into a comic display if you're crazy like that. I always say options are never a bad thing, and the body itself was only previously released as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so some people may not have this version of Red Skull, and I prefer the long trench coat look. I don't know why, but as the leader of HYDRA, I think he should look different to those regular HYDRA soldiers. That was another opportunity to get Red Skull back in the day. So again, as I always say, each to their own, but it is a little lackluster with the accessories. We only get the Tesseract. Some interchangeable hands or an interchangeable head with a different expression or some weapons would have really made this figure a little bit more desirable, but it is what it is at this point. Unfortunately, I'm all in for the Khonshu Builder figure, so it's not one I could skip. You let me know what you're going to do in the comments below, and if you heard any bangs, cracks, whistles or pops during this video, again, I apologise. It's the 5th of November in the UK, a terrible day to film a review. Too many fireworks for no reason. It's bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night. For no reason, we celebrate with fireworks, and this is the type of nonsense and information you get at the end of a final thought. So good job you're sticking around, and if you like this type of nonsense, then you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and I'm on Twitter as well. Tweet me at Dan Who Reviews. Don't be shy, and as always, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.